Anker Solix is the most hyped name in portable power at the moment. Search any best power station list and Anker is at or near the top of almost everyone. Best overall value, fastest charging, the brand everyone points to. So it's worth actually stopping and asking the question nobody pushing these recommendations seems to ask, is Anker actually that good? Or has everyone, myself included, gotten a little caught up in the hype? Because no brand is perfect. The ones that get praised the most deserve the hardest look, not the softest. So let's give Anker that look, where it genuinely earns the reputation and where the story falls apart when you push on it. Start with what Anker actually makes, because the lineup is bigger than most people realize, and it's worth understanding before judging the brand as a whole. At the small end, they make compact units around the 300 watt-hour range, the kind of thing you toss in a car for emergencies or bring to a picnic to keep phones and a small cooler running. Light, quiet, simple. In the middle, and this is the sweet spot most buyers care about, they make the units in the 700 to 1000 watt-hour range. This is the tier I keep recommending. Enough to run a mini fridge, a CPAP machine, charge laptops and phones for days, handle a weekend of camping or a short blackout. Portable enough to carry, capable enough to matter. Then there's the big stuff, the home backup units. These are the heavy, wheeled machines in the 2000 to nearly 4000 watt-hour range, built to run refrigerators, power tools, even parts of your home's wiring during an outage. Some of them can be chained together with extra batteries into a setup that powers an entire house for days. That's a different category of buyer, but it's worth knowing Anker plays there too. So that's the range. Pocket backup all the way up to whole home. Now let's pressure test the praise. Here's where Anker genuinely earns it, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The charging speed is real. Their mid-range units charge from empty to full in under an hour from a wall outlet, and that's not a gimmick. It's one of the fastest in the entire market, and it genuinely matters when you've got a short window before a trip or between outages. The battery chemistry is the long life kind, and Anker rates a lot of their units for more charge cycles than most competitors claim, with a 5-year warranty backing it up. On paper and in most real use, that's a longer lifespan than what you get from a lot of rival brands, and the pricing has actually gotten better. Anker did a real permanent price cut across their lineup in 2026, which is the opposite of the fake discount games some other brands play. So the core of the praise holds up. Good hardware, fast charging, fair pricing, long warranty. But here's where it gets less shiny. And this is the part the hype tends to skip right over. The first real problem is customer service, specifically when something goes wrong with the bigger, more complex systems. Dig into the owner forums and you find a recurring pattern. People with the large home backup setups running into app problems, configuration logs, and settings that the phone support team simply can't fix. One owner described phone support as tier 1 script readers who could only suggest rebooting or reinstalling the app, when the actual fix required a backend engineer through an email ticket. For a simple portable unit, support is usually fine. For the expensive, complicated home systems, getting a real resolution can be slow and frustrating. The second issue is smaller but genuinely telling: replacement parts. There's a well-documented case of an owner who bought multiple large units and just wanted to buy a couple of spare wall charging cables as backups. Turns out Anker doesn't even sell that specific replacement cable. You can buy all kinds of accessories and add-ons, but a basic spare charging cable for a unit you spend thousands on? Not available. As one frustrated owner put it, it's like they built this stuff and never consider you might need a replacement part down the line. For a product you're depending on in emergencies, that's a real oversight. The third thing isn't a flaw exactly, but it's a reality check on the hype. A lot of Anker's marketing leans on that big charge cycle number, the promise that the battery lasts well over a decade. And technically, that's true. But that rating assumes near perfect conditions. In the real world, with temperature swings and partial charges, batteries age faster than the lab number suggests. That's not unique to Anker. Every brand cycle claims have the same asterisk. risk, but it does mean that buy it once, use it for 16 years pitch is more of a best case than a guarantee. For someone who only uses it a few times a year, you're paying for longevity you may never fully cash in on. And that leads to the most honest criticism worth making. The mid-range Anker unit that gets recommended everywhere is genuinely great, but it is not in a league of its own. Competitors are right there. Some are lighter, some offer more solar input, some cost a little less on the right day. Anker wins on the overall balance, charging, warranty and price together, but the gap between it and the next best option is smaller than the hype suggests. If you found a competing unit on a better sale, you would not be making a mistake. So here's where it all lands. Anker is not overrated. The mid-range units genuinely are among the best value you can buy right now, and they're still an easy unit to recommend. But best value is not the same as flawless. The spotty support on the big systems, the strange gaps in replacement parts, and the fact that the competition is closer than the hype suggests. All of that is real, and most of the lists ranking Anker number 1 won't tell you about any of it. The honest version is this: if you want a mid-range portable unit, and you value fast charging and a long warranty, Anker is a smart, safe pick. If you're buying one of the big complex home backup systems, go in knowing that support can be a headache if something goes sideways. And whatever you're buying, don't treat any single brand as automatically the answer. Check the competition every time, because in this market, the gap is often a coin flip.